Good evening and welcome to Outlook Video, your nationally recognized award-winning news magazine for the LGBTQ community. I'm Aejaie Franciscus.
And I'm Jay Raley. In this month's program, Aejaie will be interviewing Maribel Martinez, Director of the LGBTQ Affairs for Santa Clara County. She will be giving us an update on what's happening with the Affairs Office since we last interviewed her. She will also be giving us information on a new position being open for supporting the transgender community in the Santa Clara County. Bennett Marks will be bringing us another one of his wonderful commentaries. The topic for this month is the Log Cabin Club. I'm looking forward to this commentary. You got to know that Trump will be mentioned in there somewhere.
Eric Chong, covering the Equality March for Unity and Pride in San Jose. The Equality March for Unity and Pride San Jose is part of a national movement in support of equality for all, led by the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender communities.
Let's start this month's show with Aejaie's interview with Maribel Martinez.
Hello, I'm Aejaie Sellers, and I am here with Maribel Martinez, the Director of LGBTQ Affairs for the County of Santa Clara. Welcome, Maribel.
Thank you.
I know that you were here about a year and a half ago when the office first opened and you were being introduced to the county, and I know that lots of things have been going on since then. And so how has the county received the office, the department?
It's been great. We've started running from the moment that it opened, learning so much about our community, meeting lots of people, hearing about the different concerns, and also talking to the different departments about what their needs are and how we can best support them.
Fantastic. And how are the different departments kind of utilizing you as a department? How are they utilizing your services?
In a variety of ways. Some of them want us to do some technical assistance, reviewing their documents, their intake forms, writing policies. Others have asked us to come in and do trainings. And then we also get the occasional, personal question about what I have a family member, or how can I support those in my neighborhood or in community. Could you share some great resources or definitions? And so it's happening at all levels and in a variety of ways.
Super. So I know that you're doing the work within the county itself, but how are you doing stuff outside with the nonprofits and community groups?
Yes, we have a great communication and relationships with different nonprofits. And what we hope is to even strengthen them a bit more and begin to offer some trainings out in the community to families, to organizations, because we really want to create well-informed and supportive environments, not just when people come to the county, but anywhere they go throughout Santa Clara County.
Yeah, I think it's really important that when they come to the county, they feel like they're in a safe space, especially when they're in a crisis, or when they go to a community center, that the community center can respond the same way, providing proper use of pronouns and verbiage and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we started doing, we have a couple of posters and stickers and some promotional items, and we've been giving that out to different organizations and when we table at events. And just, that one visual marker could really change how somebody sees the organization or how safe they feel in approaching services.
Well, whether they walk through the door or not, in a lot of cases.
Yeah, that's true.
So I know that you're doing a lot of initiative work. You've got a lot of projects going. What are a couple of the big initiatives you've got going?
Some big ones that are going to be multi-year. Of course, we have Getting to Zero. So we are taking the stigma piece of that and supporting the work of
So what is Getting to Zero for our viewers who don't know?
Yeah, so this is an initiative that a lot of counties are taking on. So it's zero new infections from HIV, zero deaths from HIV, and zero stigma. So that stigma piece is really huge. And so we are funding several projects to begin to have this be a very normalized and great conversation and learning for different communities. We have other initiatives that include some housing strategies. The first part of that is to have a homeless shelter for LGBTQ adults. In our last homeless census, we saw some big numbers. Yeah. In the last 2 years, those numbers have grown. And that's our first step, but we also don't want to stop there. We want to think about what are some job readiness and some linkages to permanent housing, permanent supportive housing, rapid rehousing. We want to make sure that the LGBTQ community stays here and that when they're here, they're thriving and have access to all the services that they need.
Well, speaking of thriving, I know that you've got a youth wellness initiative.
Yes, so this one we're actually looking at the preventative side, going way upstream and figuring out how do we build robust safety nets so that youth don't feel like they need to leave home, don't feel unsafe at schools, where they don't follow into a path of juvenile or justice involvement, don't go to juvenile hall. So looking at what are the things that we need to do to strengthen school environments, community environments, family environments, so that youth feel really supported.
Fantastic. With the growing department, you must have positions coming open.
We do.
And why don't you tell us about a couple of the positions that people can literally apply for right now?
Yeah, so we have 3 coming up this year. The first one that's available right now, it's posted on our website, is the program manager for the transgender community. So somebody who's going to be working exclusively on making sure that all county services are culturally competent to serve transgender individuals, and then making sure that the overall community is really knowledgeable and can respond to that community's needs. The next one is a community worker, so somebody who is going to be responding to calls from the general community about case navigation, where to find resources, directing them toward different agencies, and also working with us or helping the county in creating resource directories so that it's really easy to find who's a doctor within VMC that is going to be knowledgeable about the LGBTQ community. Where can I go for a worship service on Sunday that is welcoming and inclusive? And the last position, it sometimes sounds really strange for a policy office to have this, but we're going to have a graphic designer. It's really important to us that everything that we do is shared with the community. That's going to be really ramping up our social media, our website, publication, and brochures.
It's got to be pretty.
It has to be pretty, and it has to reflect the community. So we want to make sure that anytime we're out there tabling or sharing information, that people could look at any county brochure and say, I see myself reflected in this. And that, again, showing that there is a place for you here and we support you.
Well, thank you very much for coming. It sounds like great work. I look forward to inviting you back again, maybe a little sooner. We won't make you wait a year. And have you come in and tell us all the other wonderful things you've got going on.
Wonderful.
So thank you very much to Maribel. She's at the county, she's the director of LGBTQ Affairs for Santa Clara County. And I'm Aejaie Sellers.